looking at that, again, the notch pattern, you heard Simon Elliott state that all the tens of thousands of negatives, all the LA Times photographers use the same film stock. So the forensics suggests that this was not taken by an LA Times photographer. Now, I have the luxury of being able to show you here a high-resolution scan of the original negative, which you just saw in that clip. You never see this on the internet. You always see the doctored photo. This is the original negative, and I'm viewing it as a positive because it just plays havoc with your eyes when you're looking at things in reverse. So I wanted you to be able to see what the actual original image before it was doctored looks like. Here you can see all the writing on the side, the edge of the negative, and again, that typical notch pattern that's not typical for the LA Times. Now, if we blow this up, here is what we're looking at, this right here. And you can see these little blobs of light. These are all anti-aircraft explosions captured at the moment the photographer clicked the shutter. So looking at this, we're going to analyze this in a little bit greater detail. Now, the photo which I have downstairs, what led me into looking at the Associated Press, I obtained back in September 2012. I would love to come up here and tell you this fancy story about how I had government insiders that gave me the photo, or I found it in some dusty archive. Unfortunately, I bought it on eBay. So nothing quite so romantic or grandiose, you know, so much for the X-Files, right? I found it on eBay, as I found many historic UFO items that are part of my collection. But obviously, you know, I have enough in my collection, I have enough downstairs that I can show you. I know what the original photos look like. I know the earmarks, the characteristics that they need to have. And the other thing that's interesting, not only the photo downstairs, not only is it the photo, but on the back it has stamped property of Associated Press, dated February 25th, 1942. And the really interesting thing, and I have other examples downstairs to show you from the collection, it has the original news teletype glued to the back, dated February 25th, 1942, with one of the original descriptions of what transpired that morning. Here's a blow-up, and it's very blurry, but note to editor, February 25th, 1942. So this was quite literally published that morning in preparation to be dispersed across the newswire. An Associated Press photo, and you know, it says caution, use credit if you're going to use this photo. And I have many, many other ones like this, so I know the characteristics to look for. This is what's interesting, the original news teletype. Now, it says right here, Associated Press photo, not LA Times. Associated Press photo, caution, use credit, from Los Angeles. How anti-aircraft barrage looked to Los Angeles. This picture shows how Los Angeles noise sky drama of the early morning hours of February 25th, in which anti-aircraft guns pumped shells into a patch of sky on which numerous searchlights converged, looked to the average Los Angeles resident who got up to watch it. The little round white dots were made by the exploding shells. Many persons thought a slow-moving object was the target of the guns, but hours later the Army still had not identified it. And then again, Associated Press photo, February 25th, 1942.